Good morning, students, teachers, and parents of Kutari International School. We are again back with our expert talk session. And in today's session, where the topic remains the same, that how, as a conscious parent, you can craft the emotional well being of your child. And since the board results are out this week, most of the 12th standard children who have passed out and many of the ninth standard and 10th standard children are looking forward and discussing about career choices, the streams of education that they would take, and hence our expert talk series speaker, Ms. Habiba Kudrati, and I jointly thought that why not take up this important situation where a parent plays a very important role right from the early years in shaping a child's career and making a choice about career decisions, and who best to guide us because Habiba herself is a career counselor along with being a behavior therapist, and she runs structured programs for assessing a child's aptitude, abilities, and then guiding on the course of action. Welcome to the talk, Habiba.
Thank you so much, Ashika. Thank you so much. And it's a pleasure being here once again.
So I think today we are on the seventh session, and it's been 7 weeks of conversation that we've been having on number of areas. I'm sure quite a lot of our viewers feel empowered in handling couple of situations. Let's bring in another fresh topic where how would you begin this journey of making a career choice or helping our children choose a career as a parent?
Right. So, with the results, especially with the board results being out, and parents, again, they get into the freaky mode of, now what? Next what? What's next? And on that basis, before I could even empower them on how they can make a career choice, let's first understand what is a traditional way of choosing a career, right? So there is a traditional way of choosing a career wherein I choose my career the way I had chosen when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I go back to my times, I remember that because I was good at math, I was being told that you can become a chartered accountant,
Okay.
right? So I'm going to share with the viewers my journey today. Okay, that I was very good with maths. My maths was very good, and that's when my parents said that okay, her math is good, so the teachers felt that she can become a chartered accountant, and I started pursuing my chartered accountant course. Uh, Not to surprise everybody, I'm also a qualified chartered accountant, apart from being a psychologist, but that was that part of my journey. So, what happened was that I became a chartered accountant. I gave my final CA exam and I got married. Now, when I got married, it was a saying that nobody clears their CA exam in the first go. So I gave my final CA exam and I said ठीक है अब results आएंगे तब आएंगे वैसे कौन सा मैंने clear करना है पहले time में तो I said ठीक है and I got married. I got married, and fortunately, I look at it as a fortunately only. I also immediately conceived. Before even my results could be out, I had conceived. So it was like my honeymoon baby, let's put it that way. And when my results came out, I had cleared. And I looked at it and I said, oh, wow, I've cleared being a chartered accountant. But by that time, the role of being a mother had already set into me. And I always wanted to be a mother. Like it was like something which I didn't want to give up on. So I said, fine, ठीक है. ये अभी छोड़ देती हूँ यहाँ पे ही. And I want to enjoy being a mother. And I again was very clear with my path that, okay, I wanted to have 2 kids. And that was how it was in मेरे दिमाग में वैसे ही था. So after 10 years, when my kids had grown up well enough and I had 2 children and they were independent, I then thought कि अब क्या करना है मुझे? Now what do I need to do? But obviously I could not go back to being a CA because 10 years was a long span of time, a decade wherein laws had changed. I had to undergo a test again. And and for me it was very easy to let go of that profession. Why was it so easy for me to let go of profession? Because I wasn't passionate about it.
Right.
That was not my passion. That was being assumed as my profession. And what is assumed as a profession, if I don't need it very badly, I can let it go. A passion cannot be let go. The way being a mother was my passion. So I could not let go of that passion. Whatever be that, I could not let go of that. I could let go of me being a chartered accountant, spending so many hours of studying, giving the most taxing exams. That was easy for me to let go. But this was not easy. That's the role of passion in your life,
Hmm.
right? So if you're passionate about something, you will never let it go, whatever
Correct.
come may be. So
Correct.
I when I talk to children, I tell them, I tell parents that when the children nowadays are very passionate about playing video games on the mobile games, right? They're very passionate about it. Now when they're so passionate about it, do parents even have to remind them that beta aaj game nahi khel rahe ho tum? Automatically comes, right? When that child is not able to pass one level of that game, does that child give up or delete that game? No. He will work in hours together to pass that level, right? He will give up on his sleep, he will give up on his food, he will give up on his playing with his friends, but he will want to pass that level. Why is it so important? Because he is passionate about that thing. So when a person is passionate about something, then he is self motivated. You
True.
don't have to motivate them. You don't have to push them and remind them कि भैया study कर लो, exams आ रहे हैं. अच्छा तुमने ये करना है, तुम्हें वो करना है. It doesn't come that way. It is an automatic. It's inbuilt automatic. That okay, fine. I want to pursue this. I want to achieve this. This is how I'm going to go about with it. And that is the importance of passion in your career. Now, how are we going to recognize this passion? That's the next
Hmm.
question that comes to mind कि ये passion develop कैसे करें? आजकल तो हर बच्चे का यही passion है कि वो video game पे खेल लो हम. आगे तो they are not thinking only, they are not serious about their lives, right? So how are we going to help them choose a career? So when I say traditional way of choosing a career, traditional way of choosing a career means choosing a career based on subjects that you're good at. So if I'm good at science, I'll become a doctor. If I'm good at math, I'll go into finance. If I'm good at drawing or writing and creative, I'll do arts. यही दिमाग में होता है और कुछ नहीं होता है, right? This is a traditional way of choosing a career. Another traditional way of choosing a career is that if I, as a mother, am a counselor, I'm expecting that my daughter should also be a counselor.
Hmm.
So if somebody else is a doctor, then मेरा बच्चा भी doctor ही बनेगा. So carrying forward generations of careers, we are going to ask a child to pursue that career. So that is also another traditional way of choosing a career. The other way of choosing a career traditionally is what your friends tell you. Or your friends say that after 10th I'm going to do this. अरे तू भी चलना वही कॉलेज में आजा, साथ में कोर्स करेंगे.
Hmm.
Right? So I make a choice that okay, fine, even I want to do the same thing because I want to be in my that group. I don't want to break the group. Right? So that is another way of what we call it, the traditional way of choosing a career. And then the other one is, wherein your teachers, your well wishers, they tell you, that he's really good at this. I've observed him in classroom. I've seen him doing this. He can do well in this. Make it that as a career for him. So these are traditional ways of choosing a career. And when you will choose a career traditionally, I don't guarantee success,
Yeah. The
right?
person himself cannot be sure how long will he stick to that career. As you very rightly said, all of us chose as our initial education as something else. We
Yes.
took certification in that field, and maybe within a year, or some people did not even choose to work, and we immediately switched our fields. Okay, it
Yes.
was so sudden because education and work life in that field is very different. This
Right.
also needs to be taken into account when we are choosing a career, isn't it? Because
Exactly.
as you said, as a CA, you may have loved to study the content of your subject because
Yes.
you were good at it. Okay, but when it comes to working with the same content in that industry, it's a different attribute which the personality needs. It is always not like, you're good with maths and science, so you become an engineer. Okay, and
Right.
and
True.
then you take up any
Absolutely.
kind of field that you want, and then when it comes to a leather technology or you come to chemical engineering, you just give up and you become a banker later. Okay, we have umpteen
Right.
number of examples like that. Okay, but why did that? Because it's not, education doesn't go waste. There are certain things that you learned in that content, but
Right.
eventually our decision making was not focused. Therefore, in our growth chart, there is a lag of those 3 years, 4 years, 5 years of whatever time we have spent getting ourselves educated in another field altogether, or
Exactly.
working in another field, and later again restudying for another field, and thereby choosing where we want to stick. So it is not like a big error in life, but these are, you need to accept, and there would be number of years which would be lost in your growth prospect, and you would have to restart
Right.
again somewhere in life.
Exactly, exactly. And choosing a career, okay. Do we ever? So I quote this as a my part of my counseling process. I said when you have to go for a vacation, okay. Do you ever go to the railway station or to the airport saying that I will see which ticket I get and I will go to that destination?
No.
Do we do that? Do we
No.
pack our bags and we say, okay, चलो रेलवे स्टेशन पहुंच जाते हैं, ये कौन सी नेक्स्ट कौन सी ट्रेन है, हाँ उस ट्रेन की टिकट कटवा लेते हैं और चलो हम चलते हैं. We don't do
or
that.
or or let's say, suddenly you get a Indian Railways reviews saying, these are the Shatabdi trains which are A
Yeah,
class and gives you the, best facilities. So every time you
yeah,
choose destinations which traverse through
right,
with this particular train, that's how you make your
exactly,
choice, right? A newspaper article
exactly,
comes in, and there is a highlight of a particular industry, a particular education, a particular university. All right.
exactly.
Yeah, these days we go for a virtual tour of a university. We go for a physical tour in the golf carts with the university,
Yeah,
and then we choose our children's future based on the university tour and the course offered, isn't it? So
right,
it's just like that.
exactly. Exactly. So, we don't take a chance when we are going for a vacation. We make a choice. We do a detailed research as to where we want to go. What is, we keep a lot of things in mind before we actually go for even a 5-day holiday, right? But when we are settling with our career, which we are going to settle with for our entire life, there is no planning. There is no research. It's word by mouth. Somebody said, okay, ये अच्छा है तो हम कर लेंगे. इसमें बहुत पैसा मिलेगा, कर लेंगे.
Hmm.
It only revolves around these two aspects,
Yeah.
right? So is there, so my next question is that is there any career which can guarantee you success?
It is actually the way you are built in is what you choose as
Yeah,
a career, and that is where you have success. You can have success in every career. That's the
exactly.
point that I
So
want to drive. Every
yeah, so
career is successful.
yes, true, Ishita. And I always say that no career can make you successful. You will succeed in the career. It is you who's going to be successful. That career is not successful. If today doctors were supposed to be the most successful careers, then all doctors should be earning the same amount of money. Why is
Correct.
it that one clinic has a line of patients and the other clinic that doctor is doing nothing?
True.
So what is your input? And the second thing is that is there any shortcut to success? Is there any career where you will not have to work hard?
That's another criteria of choosing many people have.
Yeah,
One is the financial aspect as to what would be the salary figure, what would be
yes,
the growth chart, how soon will I climb the ladder, what are
right.
my employability prospect, that means how many people would be hired across the world or in the country, how many needs are there. And then the next, as you said, is how less is the work, do I have
Yes,
holidays, do I have benefits, and etc. So if these are the ways by which we would measure and choose, as you said, many people do the research, but the research has a different direction altogether.
of course, of
Yeah.
course, of course.
So
Yes,
as you said, in traditional career choice, there is no research done. Now in
yes,
in a more progressive career choice, there is no professional help sought, but there is a lot of individual research which goes on. Okay, and these
exactly.
are the things where we build our own comfort level. Then we consult ex uncle, y auntie, that
Yes,
neighbor, that colleague, and we find out, what you did, what you did not do, how is your son doing, how is your daughter doing, okay, how's your nephew and niece doing, and these are also part of the research.
exactly. And each individual is going to share his experience. And
Correct.
his experience is based on his input, his hard work, his determination, his passion. If
And
he
most
was not
important,
determined,
yeah, and most important is each individual is so different.
yes,
So there cannot be a comparison between anybody else doing in that field successfully and you also would be successful.
true, absolutely, absolutely, Ishita. So that's where I generally quote this saying, that to the kids I tell them, that guys, if you even want to become a criminal, you will have to put in hard work,
Correct.
or else you will be a roadside pocket mar and you will never be a don,
Hmm.
right? So there is no career wherein hard work can be eliminated.
Correct.
There are some careers where studies, there is a lot of hard work, okay, and then the career path becomes a little smoother, right? There are some careers where the studying is not so tedious, but then to sustain in that career becomes very tedious. So you are going to face that bit of it at every point of time,
True.
right? So this is what I was what I'm trying to tell you is that instead of choosing a career traditionally, instead of taking this entire career option or choosing a career so lightly, that wherein I've seen children in grade 10, what happens is that they've scored a 90 plus, nowadays scoring 90 plus is not a big deal, right? So they scored a 90 plus. Now if that child, I'll share one example with you, wherein the child scored 96. Now the child scored 96. He wants to do majors in English literature. That's his forte. He wants to be an author. Okay. Now the parents have came to me and told me 96% waste हो जाएगा मैडम अगर इसने आर्ट्स लिया तो उसको बोलो साइंस लेने को वेस्ट हो जाएगा इतना परसेंटेज लाने का फिर मतलब ही क्या है
Yeah.
so that is our mindset that 11th 12th we will do science why we are doing science we don't know
Yeah.
ओके सो देन द नेक्स्ट इज के 12th के बाद सोचेंगे ना 11 12 तो तू साइंस कर ले यू डू 11 12 साइंस आफ्टर दैट वील सी व्हाट देन इफ यू डोंट लाइक इट वी विल शिफ्ट but if the child is it knows exactly what he or she wants to do, if the aptitude test results also validate his thought process, then why put the child into that 11 12 science rigorous training? I don't understand. Just because you want to tell the world that my child has taken up science, right?
That
So,
that's somewhere maybe a cliched status symbol,
yes.
or the belief system planted that with science more avenues open up. Okay, so
Yeah, and
these
moreover,
are things.
I think so. Not more than avenues. I just think that it just becomes like, okay, science liya yani means something, you're doing something constructive in your life. That
Hmm.
means you're serious about your life. Other
Yes.
streams are not serious. Means you are, if I tell somebody that I'm doing my majors in English, हाँ मेजर्स इन इंग्लिश अच्छा कुछ इसमें पोटेंशियल नहीं होगा इसीलिए मेजर्स इन इंग्लिश कर रहा है
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So your entire potentials are determined by what you're taking up,
Right.
right? And that's how the world views you. But is that important? How you view yourself is important. And as parents, you need to guide them. You need to guide them in a way, not with your vision, but with their vision. And identifying their vision is very, very important.
True.
Right? So when you choose a career, whenever anybody chooses a career, they have to keep four factors in mind. Okay, and this is something which will go a little on my lecture mode. Okay, it won't be a
Doesn't matter.
conversation,
Doesn't
but
matter.
it
We'll take
is,
it as a good amount of information.
yeah, it is just that keep this in mind that you need to keep four factors in mind when you choose a career. Okay, the first one is your personality. Your
Mm-hmm.
personality is very important for you to know when you choose a career. If
Yes.
suppose I am an extrovert, I love talking to people, okay, and somebody tells me that you know what, you can become a researcher, you can become a scientist because you're very good at it, and I have no communication with anybody because I'm constantly in my lab doing nothing but just with myself and my research, am I going to feel happy about it?
Right.
Am I going to be able to sustain it? So your personality is very, very important when you choose a career. The second is your interest. What are you interested doing? Now when I say interest, now this is a very tricky word, interest, okay, because interests keep on changing. Today I'm interested in this, after 1 year I'm interested in something else, after another 15 days I'm yet interested in something else. So why do these interests fluctuate? Because personality and interest both can be inherent or can be acquired,
Yes.
something that you're born with and something that you acquire from the surrounding, right? So I suppose, let's again take an example of being an extrovert. Okay, I am an extrovert by nature, but I am born in a very orthodox family wherein girls are not allowed to speak loudly, not express their views. Okay, so what happens, I convert myself into being an introvert, right? So at home I'm a complete introvert. When I come to school and I'm with like minded people, I become an extrovert. One is my inherent personality, one is my acquired personality, right? Similarly, with interest, right? Suppose both the parents are doctors. What is that child hearing from birth? अरे ये दोनों इसके दोनों पेरेंट्स डॉक्टर है, ये तो डॉक्टर ही बनेगा. Okay, he every day just is looking at doctors, conversations about doctors, and he says, oh wow, even I want to be a doctor, right? And he eventually becomes a doctor. But is that it could be his inherent interest, it could be his acquired interest. If it's an acquired interest, within 20 years he will feel okay. So when you choose your career based on acquired personality and interest, your career graph is like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't move up. You are happy, you are earning, you will do well, but you will never look at how you can grow. So that doesn't bring us inner joy. That doesn't bring us job satisfaction. That doesn't bring us career satisfaction. A career is not equal to our passion, right?
True.
The third factor you will keep in mind are career values. So, what are career values? The way we have religious values, we have social values. Similarly, we have career values. Now, for example, there are some people who like stability in their career. So, they believe that my career life has to be stable. Now, a person who wants stability in their career, they can't choose a career which has freelancing in it
Hmm.
because he won't be able to sustain it.
Correct.
Right? Various other types, there is adventure, there is innovation. These are all various career value aspects.
True.
And the fourth one is your skills and abilities.
Right.
What are you capable of? So you need to keep these four factors in mind. And how are you going to identify these four factors if you don't do an aptitude test?
Hmm.
There are psychological tools available to identify these four characteristics of yours. If you don't understand them, you're never going to be able to make an informed career choice.
True.
Then you're just experimenting with your life, just like you're getting into a train where you don't know where you're heading.
Correct. And then the result would be most of the time you end up just doing a job,
Yes,
and
as I
you
said,
and you never partake happiness out of it.
yes. So then your job, your career is not your passion.
Yeah.
It's just your profession.
Hmm.
And
True.
what is just your profession, you will never grow in that
Hmm.
because you're not giving your 100%.
Hmm.
Right? So these are the factors, and don't take it lightly. Career choice is not by chance, it's a choice. You
Absolutely.
choose your career, you don't make it just happen. It just doesn't happen. Why do we see so many dropouts? Why do we see young students committing suicide because they can't cope up with their lives?
Absolutely.
Why are they doing this?
Yes.
Because what you're wearing is a mask,
Hmm.
right? And how long can you wear a mask?
Yeah.
Now I'm wearing this mask. I'm not supposed to remove it. I'm feeling claustrophobic in that mask.
Yes.
And because I have worn the mask for so long, I know that if I remove it, I'm going to peel off my skin with it. So I'm scared to even remove that mask, but I can't even remove it. And while wearing it, I'm feeling so claustrophobic. So I feel so claustrophobic, and I feel the best way is to quit.
Yes.
So these are the things which probably these are not something which can be seen right now, but these are long-term effects of it. I have
Hmm.
so many people, Ishita, coming to me at the age of 40, asking me, that can you do a career profiling? And when I ask them with curiosity, what makes you want to do it right now? So
Hmm.
saying, bas ho gaya, enough of earning money. I've got enough money now. I want to pursue something which makes me happy.
True.
So we all make those midlife career shifts. I've seen so many HR people getting into being coaches and being into taking personality workshops, and they don't want to work as HRs anymore because they're so completely frustrated with their jobs.
Hmm. But
So we all,
that could be a diversification effect, which after certain years and certain proficiencies achieved by that professional, he wants to diversify into another field. But then,
so
yeah.
yeah. Continue. You finish.
So, but is it really because if possibly that somebody who's a professional in that particular field, whichever that may be, and then he
Hmm.
becomes a parallel, a coach or a mentor in that field, or an author in that field, or something else parallelly, he's actually not doing away with that field, but he is also using his own skills and expertise and experience collected over a number of years, and then adding on to a diversified element in his career. I mean, I don't know. You can probably
Absolutely.
throw more light on this.
No, absolutely. No, you're correct. So when I said, that if your career is your passion, you will find ways to grow in that. Okay. So this is parallel growth to your career. You're adding more value to it,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
But if somebody comes to me and says that I'm done with this job, I need to change it,
Correct.
that's where it doesn't come that I'm done with this.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm getting frustrated with my routine. I'm getting frustrated with the job I'm doing. I did it. I've done it enough. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So that is thing which is worrisome. That's not some,
Yes.
what you're talking about is parallel growth,
Hmm.
right? So
Yes.
as a teacher, okay, as a teacher, there could be a teacher who then would want to have more insight, could become a special ed teacher, you're changing your direction, but somewhere
Hmm.
you're not leaving the crux of your passion, which is
Right.
teaching,
Right.
right? So if you're doing that, that's growth. But if you're saying, I'm tired, I'm done with this, I can't do this anymore, then that's a concern.
Okay.
So that brings about a concern. So why are these shifts in careers, especially with kids, they will start with something and then in midway they will go somewhere else, they will end up in
Absolutely.
the thing.
Hmm.
I'll explain this with a simple thing is that, suppose Ishita, if I tell you that, Ishita, you have to go to Delhi tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.
Hmm.
The next question that you will ask me is, why do I need to go to Delhi?
Hmm.
Right? That's the next question. But obvious, huh, that you're asking me to go to Delhi, what I need to do, what I need to go there and do.
Hmm.
And I tell you, नहीं बस अभी तुम दिल्ली चली जाओ यार, कल
Hmm.
तुम दिल्ली चली जाओ. Okay,
Hmm.
that's all my instructions given to you. Okay,
Hmm.
I get you the train ticket, you get into the train. Okay, and you're off to Delhi. Now you are getting completely bored in that journey to Delhi. Okay, and at one of the stations on the opposite platform, you see a train which is going to Chandigarh. Okay, and you see your two friends sitting out there.
Hmm.
अब तुमने बताया भी नहीं मुझे क्यों दिल्ली जाना है यार, छोड़, दिल्ली नहीं जाती, चंडीगढ़ चली जाती हूँ.
Hmm.
आई मेक अ फ्लिप फ्रॉम दैट ट्रेन टू द अदर ट्रेन, बिकॉज मुझे पता नहीं मुझे करना क्या है.
Right.
ये साइंस लेके मुझे आगे करना क्या है नहीं पता मुझे.
Hmm.
ये एग्जाम देके आगे मुझे क्या अचीव होना है, आई डोंट नो अबाउट इट.
Right.
So what is planning? What is planning? Planning is, how do we plan? So people plan like this, okay? That we are in 2020, okay? I will plan what will I achieve in 2021, what will I achieve in 2022. This is the way I plan, right? I believe in reverse planning.
Hmm.
I believe that if I need to plan, I need to plan what do I see myself in 2030. I will first put up a goal for myself that by 2030, XYZ, I will see myself achieving XYZ.
Right.
अब मुझे XYZ achieve करना है. I have 10 years. Now, what are my milestones that I have to set for myself?
Absolutely.
I have a goal to go. I'm not just randomly walking on some road and saying, अच्छा ये road में भी road block है, चलो ये road cancel, let's go to another road.
Hmm.
So planning is very important.
Hmm.
Having a goal is very important. And children don't have goals.
Hmm. Most of
And
the
that
time,
again
we
becomes
get
a barrier.
influenced to pick up a goal.
Yes, yes. And that is again acquired. That's like somebody just put you on a mask and said, you have to go for this party and you have to wear this mask. That's it.
Hmm. And I guess when you say most
So
of the time children don't have a goal, I guess we have to allow them to explore enough to form their goals. We as adults also are too much in a rush to impose a goal or seek an answer from them in the form of a goal. This is what I see and I experience because every human being, even an adult, cannot immediately come to a decision about what they need to do. Okay, we need to
exactly,
explore, we
exactly.
need to experience, and we need to come to a certain conclusion from deep down. It has to be from the core of ourselves where we reach out that okay, no, this is exactly what I want to do. To allow that, it just cannot be over a table discussion. What I feel, if
Yes, true.
children do not do internship programs, they do not go and do as volunteer programs, they do not go into and visit different areas, and in that doesn't matter whether they will take that field of study, whether they will have that stream of education or not. Let them just go into different areas, meet different professionals, take up part-time jobs. And even if people drop out 1 year after school, I think, we always are so paranoid about 1 year being missed, and we immediately have to do the transition to a college or a university. Allow the child to come out of school because he's now attained adulthood. Allow him to take up a temporary part-time freelance kind of a employment, take up a trainee's job, explore couple of areas. Every 3 months maybe he or she goes into different kind of workmanship. And there is the time when after maybe he packs his bag and takes a travel. And then parents have to support in this experience building of the child, where the child then will be able to take a better decision. And every time the parent has to tell him, see, the goal is finally how do you get into your higher studies and you choose a career. Okay, so let him feel from within and come up on his
Right,
own.
true.
This is what I want, and these are the reasons I want, and this is the place where I see myself reaching from here.
True, absolutely, absolutely, Ishita, and that's what is very important. Okay, that's how it's so important that we be a part of their journey. We don't walk their journey for them. We are just a part of their journey. We will show them avenues. Like our knowledge is so limited. Trust me, our knowledge is so limited. I generally ask parents, that or even students that will you just list down the career options that you think are available for you, and every time they will come up with something, figures like 20, 50, 100. That's it. The global market has 12,000 career options.
And
How many
every
do you even
year
know?
new options are coming up.
Exactly. And how many do you even know? You don't even know 1% of it.
Mm.
And I always say that always choose a career where the demand is more and the supply is less. We work in the reverse strategy where the demand is less and the supply is more. There are thousands of lakhs of engineers come out every year. Do everybody have a job? No. So we are running after the so-called famous careers. But what is it that really makes a difference? You being successful or you just having a successful career, which you believe is successful, which is not giving you anything. When this entire MBA thing started happening, Ishita, when every student who took part in the MBA program, they were promised that after doing the MBA program, you will at least earn a minimum of 2 lakh rupees per month. Okay, this was the mindset in the child's head. When he went out in the market, he was not getting that much of salary. So what did he then started doing? That okay, fine, नहीं मुझे तो मिलेगा, हमें तो मिलना ही चाहिए. I should get this amount. I should get this amount. He refused to take any other job which offered him anything less because he had created a benchmark for himself. What happened at times? The whole year goes by and you don't get a job. Now, again, next year, when you're trying, there's already a fresh batch which is out again in the market. And what does your experience say? 1 year, yet searching. What does your CV show? Horrible. And that's why MBA started working like they just took up any odd jobs, hit their
Correct.
self-esteem to that level. They were so that whole flow. Today, when you Google and you say expected salary of this, the people out there in Google are always going to give you the higher end. Nobody gives you the lower end.
Right.
So whenever you Google things, also remember one thing: when you're Googling things, you are also doing selective reading. There are pages and pages of information on Google about one particular thing that you are researching on. Are you able to read everything of it? No. You read 3 lines, which you probably have, this is correct. This is how it is. So we do selective reading. And that's why I say that do not trust anything completely.
Until you
Google,
experience it.
exactly. Google is just it's just a guiding light. It will show you things, but are we going to start believing it and saying that yes, this is how it is? How many times we have gone and we've seen reviews about a hotel, and when you go there, your experience has been rubbish,
Hmm.
right? So always allow yourself to explore.
True.
Allow your child to explore. But what is your child going to explore? What you want them to explore, or what he needs to explore?
Correct.
Right? So we are giving them the power to explore, but we are forming the guidelines to explore.
Right.
We will get them talking to a professional. We will back the professional at some point of time, saying, "Arey, my child will come to you. Just encourage that child to do this because you want
Correct.
the child to do it."
Correct.
Right? So there is all I would say that exactly scripted exploration.
Right.
And when you give an aptitude test, and when you give an authentic aptitude test, again, the point over here is that whenever you're giving an aptitude test, remember these two things. One is that the four characters I told you, are they giving you that personality, interests, career values, your skills and abilities? Okay, are the test giving you these four dimensions of yours? Secondly, is the test restricting to making a decision for your child? Many aptitude tests make the decision for your child.
Right.
They will measure all this. They will say your child can take up science, and after that your child can become a doctor or an engineer.
Hmm.
The moment an aptitude test decides for your child, that is not an aptitude test you need to take.
Absolutely.
An aptitude test will help your child explore various options he or she is capable of.
Yeah. Because we all need to understand, as a personality, as a human being, our personality is always evolving. Like you said,
Yes,
our skills, our acquired traits, everything is undergoing except your inherent traits which are there. Okay, your
yes,
your basic nature which is there. Apart from that, everything like your interest set is changing. The set of skills which you acquire every couple of 5 years, 6 years is changing. Okay, your own abilities which are right now something, after a year you could have already worked and you could have attained a different ability altogether.
yes,
Right, so
yes,
all, even the attitude, because a large section of these aptitude tests is the attitudinal test also. Right, so
yes,
even that will undergo a lot of change over a period of time based on the different kind of situations that you would get to handle. Therefore, an aptitude test is just like that teacher in the class who lights up the light and tells you, these are the
yes,
ways in which you study, these are what you study, these are what are the exams after the study. After that, it is your choice. You have to constantly keep evolving over these things. These are just a step
true,
to career choice. These are,
right,
there are in the market, there are a lot of vendors, there are a lot of individuals, and everybody gives their own set of aptitude test. It
of
becomes
course,
very risky for a parent to choose, and some of these tests come at a huge price. uh,
yes,
and therefore, and still in our country, career choice is never done through a professional course of action. Okay,
yes,
it is always in that traditional method, and mostly under parental decision making, based on their own factors why it happens. So, as you said very rightly, these are the four factors which are the guiding factors that must be built into the assessment test. Before they take it, they must review that kind of an assessment test and check
right,
if the child's personality is getting assessed, his skills are getting assessed, all right, his
true.
future attributes. It's not like just predicting a career or an industry choice or something. If that's happening, it's limiting your potentials.
Yes,
Because yeah,
and that's not the test that you need to even take, Ishita. So you have to
yeah,
stay away. Then it's as good as you only take the decision. Why do you want to spend the money and
correct.
just validate what you want to hear?
No,
Okay.
some people do it just as a reassurance. I
Then
have
it's a
heard a couple
validation.
of senior students and parents of these students talking. We have already made up my mind that he would
Right.
like to do it. Even he is going for these sessions and he's enjoying it. But as a assurance, we still want to go ahead and take the test.
Right.
Whether quantitatively the data also reflects towards our choice of decision or not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So fair enough, Ishita. I'm not against those parents who have made the decision and now they're just taking an aptitude test to understand whether this is the right decision I've taken, or is there something else. Fair enough, do that, but at least do that which tests are scientific in nature, which are using appropriate psychological tools. You
right.
will have to see when you do a simple blood test. You will always see that I do it in a good place. I will not do it elsewhere, right?
Right.
So everything has so of course with those who want to do the aptitude test only to understand that fine, let me just understand whether the choice that I've made, okay, is it the right choice? Fair. And if it is not the right choice, why is it not the right choice? So I have time enough to build up something which I don't possess. An aptitude test will tell you that fine, you want to be this, but these are the qualities you don't have. Either you work on these qualities or you change your choice,
Correct.
because you are going to face, there are going to be concerns, you will face some limitations, there will be some drawbacks. And as you said, that our personality evolves. Yes. Ishita, psychology says that the inherent personality doesn't change. What you
Correct.
learn to do is you learn to wear a mask and remove a mask,
Right.
right? That is the personality evolution. So for example, I so if my personality test shows me that I'm an introvert, okay. Now, when anybody talks to me, they say, "Bullshit! You're not an introvert. You can talk so well, and how is it that you're an introvert?" But I
True.
know I'm an introvert. But I choose to wear this mask because my profession requires me to wear this mask. And then when
Absolutely.
my work is done, I know how to remove the mask.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, for the natural traits, if in case you are not able to remove the mask and you start wearing it every day, trying to match up with the peer values or the demands of the job, that is where your stress level builds up.
Yes,
And you start
exactly.
feeling frustrated in that job because it's not matching with your core personality. Because for a couple of
True.
hours in a day you can always use it as a skill set that you have acquired, and it may not match with your core personality. But if it's
Exactly.
done as a 24/7 thing where you are expected to hold that personality, which is a complete clash with your core personality, that's when frustration and you wouldn't do great because you're not able to focus on the objectives of the job, and it's more dealing with the self clash.
Exactly. So, I can explain this very simply, okay, that if a girl who's very short, okay, and she wants to look tall, okay, what will she do? She will wear heels.
Mm,
How long she can wear those heels?
mm.
Till the time she goes for a party and she comes back. What will happen if she wears the heels 24/7? Her legs will start paining, right? And if yet she refuses to remove it, she will have serious problems in her legs, till that one extent where she'll not be able to walk also,
True.
right? So this is what happens. First, you have to accept that this is how I am, okay, but my profession requires me to be this. So yes, consciously I will put on this mask, I will make an effort to do this what my profession requires me to do it, and then I will remove it. It's a very simple process, but if you know what is your inherent trait, right?
Hmm.
If you understand, and when parents also need to understand and accept that yes, my child is like this, right? And I can't do anything to change it.
And I don't need to do anything to change it. That's most
That's that's
important.
that's
Yeah.
another ball game altogether. First them
Yeah.
let them at least get to the point
Accept.
that
Yeah.
accept that I can't change it, means
Yeah.
that's the first thing that please, and from where has this child got it? It's genetically transferred from you to him, right? Now you said I have been like this, but I don't want my child to be like this. Fair enough. Fair, absolutely. If we have gone through some hardships, we would never want our child to go through their hardships. But even if he has to go through, have the faith and believe that he has the ability to overcome it the way you overcame it.
Right.
Right? So, as much as we want to protect our child and give our child the best, but in the process of giving the best, we sometimes lack the basic element of compassion, the basic element of understanding, the basic element for allowing your child to make that decision. Uh, and that's where the conscious parenting comes into place, Ishita, wherein I have to sometimes keep quiet because I want to listen to what my child is saying.
Hmm.
And I will consciously not give my inputs because I want my child to go out and decide and research by himself.
True.
I will not cloud his head.
That's a very, very important, because the conscious parent will not interfere and will be giving
Yeah,
the freedom to the child to do his own research.
exactly. Exactly, Ishita.
And
And
that
that's,
doesn't come suddenly, only when the child is at 18. That has to
yeah,
be brought in right from the time the child is 1 year old. Okay?
exactly.
Because in
Exactly.
the, otherwise, your habits as a parent is so ingrained, you just can't breathe easy, you can't sleep easy if you allow your child to have his own freedom to think, to decide, to delve into different aspects, because you would always have your own agitations. That's how you
Exactly.
have conditioned yourself over 18 years of his life.
Yeah. Right from the time the child is 1 year old, 1.5 year old, I often come across parents, okay, wherein feeding them is a huge task. Feeding your child food is a huge task, and I have to get that food inside him anyhow. So the
Yeah.
moment you have fed him, okay, it seems an achievement more for you than for the child.
Yes.
Right? So these are tick marks which we have created for our own self. These tick
Right.
marks are that, okay, I fed my child well thrice in a day. Superb job. Wonderful, mama. I've done a wonderful job. When the child starts growing up a little bit, I am totally involved in his education. I sit with him every single day. I check his homework. I make him do his homework. Tick marks that we have put. A little when the child goes a little more older, we have another tick mark. I'm giving the best to my child. I've enrolled him from this co-curricular. I've enrolled him from this class. I have done this. So these are the other tick marks that I put as a child. And then when your child is coming to make a career, I have set his career for him. I have done everything. I am doing this. I have researched for him this. Everything you've done. That child, what has he done?
Correct. And the biggest goal that parents keep is, this is the kind of school, this is the kind of college, this is the kind of higher
Yeah.
education, so my responsibilities are fulfilled. And
Yes.
they take it upon themselves if the child is choosing a different career, and which they feel it is not like achieving the benchmark which they had set, and then they cannot live with that guilt. As an
Right.
adult, you would feel, I cannot live with this. How come my daughter or my son is doing something like this? Nobody in our family has done this. All
True.
right.
Absolutely.
So much later, maybe the child becomes financially successful, position wise, achieves success, and then gradually they accept the big transformation. But initially, these things are not ready to be accepted. So,
True.
therein now comes the conscious parenting, where definitely, we need to allow the child to discover who he is,
Exactly.
and we have to allow the child to discover, not discover it for him and tell him this is what you are. Okay.
Yeah. True.
So
True.
this is what we take home from our talk today. We,
Yes.
as parents, give the child a break, a freedom, without imposing our ideas, without putting in pressures of all kinds, and just being there as an information support, financial support, guidance, to allow him to explore different kind of professions, different kind of education, and then come up with his choice. Even if later he wants to change, he need not blame anybody. It's okay.
True. Of
Okay,
course. Of course.
because many a times children do make a choice, and maybe in couple of years they want to make a shift, and then the parents say, I told you, we always knew.
Yeah.
Okay, it's you who didn't want to listen to us. All right, so that's also a learning process, because it's a great way in which the child has learned to take decisions. But if everything, if we evaluate as a gain or loss, right decision and wrong decision, if everything, if we evaluate as success and failure, I think life becomes very difficult then.
Of course.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and we would purposely increase our stress levels by our own choices. Okay, so we need to understand to give every human being that we have around us that kind of a space to allow the exploration to happen and come at their own advantageous position. And of
Yes.
course, take a guided, well researched, aptitude oriented decision to make a
Yes.
career choice.
Of course.
All right.
Then it will be called a scientific way of choosing a career.
Correct. Correct.
Whatever else you will do is a traditional way of choosing a career. With facts, figures in front of you, you are now making a decision, and making a decision with various choices that are available for you. That's when you have made the correct scientific way, an informed way of choosing a career. So
Correct.
be informed, don't be ignorant about what is there. The market is really huge. Options are so many, and every option can make you successful.
Absolutely. There is nothing, no course in this world, or no education stream, or no career choice which is inferior than anything else or superior than anything else. It
True.
is you, the person, who can do justice to it if you have the right essentials within you and you have that passion and the drive to go for it. If we have it,
Exactly.
we can be number one in that field. Okay,
True.
and that's what our biggest role as parent is, to always hold such kind of role models from various fields in front of our children as they are in the threshold of choosing a career. I think we can always bring in such kind of role models through movies, through books, through
Yeah.
their life sketches. So you don't have to emulate the role model, but there are
Right.
several aspects to learn from how that person had strived against odds, or had taken radical decisions, or had been the singular person going in that path. Okay, and these are awakening moments for the child also before they actually physically launch themselves in the world of career.
Exactly. Absolutely, Ishita. That's how it is. So, uh, your children are at a stage wherein what happens is that they now need to start taking their life steering wheel in their hands, and you have to allow them to do that. The only thing, you just need to sit on the next seat and just observe, right? And if they're going wrong, allow them and then correct them. We are not saying that just back out and let them do the things on their own. They need your help, but they need your help. They don't need you to do it for them.
Correct. So, with that, we'll bring our talk today to a closure. I'm sure this is a never ending topic to explore, and we can obviously have furthermore sessions to guide our growing up children and parents. But thank you so much, Habiba, for sparing your valuable time. With your busy schedule, with so many of your counseling session goes interrupted, and yet you are devotedly giving us time for expert talk at KIS, and I'm sure we have all benefited today with this talk. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Bye.